All right, hey everyone, welcome back. This is CrossFit Outbreak strategy video for 18.2. Shimmy Lakowski, Paul Roller, back again, and we're gonna talk about strategies and movement form for this open prep. We personally both like the workout. It's gonna hurt. I think if you're on a very high level, it's really going to hurt, but the strategies are gonna be in play even as a average athlete.
Yeah.
So
I think more strategy is going to be in play for an average athlete.
Yeah, and we'll talk about how it's scored and everything, but let's just talk about the workout first. So 18.2 is a 12-minute time gap. So in 12 minutes, you have to finish part 1 and part 2 of this workout. And they're scored 2 different scores. So you have 18 is as follows. For time, you're going to go up from 1 to 10 reps, 1 dumbbell squat, 50 pounds for the guys, 35 for the ladies. I guess
2 dumbbells.
2 dumbbells.
2 dumbbells.
2 dumbbells this week. Scaling is 35 and 20.
Yep.
Then bar facing burpees with the new bar facing burpee rules with the 2-foot step back and step forward. We'll talk about that and demo that as well. But basically it's 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, all the way up through 10, 10. The second you are done with that, that's your time, that's your workout. We printed out a scorecard right here. So even if you were judging, it's 12 minutes. So,
which, by the way, a lot of people might get close to, some people might not finish.
Yeah, it actually says down
part.
here, 18.2 is for time, and then 18.2A is for weight, but you have to complete that within the 12 minutes. So let's just use an example. Paul's doing this workout. He finishes this first section in 5:46. I'll make up some random number. In that remaining time, he has to complete, did you write here, 1 RM clean. It can be a power clean, squat clean,
muscle clean,
whatever you want. And we'll talk about strategies all behind that. But Paul, do you have any questions for me about like the format of this, or you want to talk about strategies?
I think we talk about strategy. So what would you say here, Shimmy, is going to be the kind of overarching strategy for an average athlete?
I would say is, since we have 2 scores for today and like you need to enter in 2 scores, I think you want to slightly be aggressive, but pace it out. And what I mean by that is that you shouldn't try to finish this workout in, let's say as an average athlete, I think for me personally, I might finish around 8 minutes the first section. I don't know, I'm just predicting for myself. And I'll hit some number on a clean or something. But you don't want to go out way too hot and then your opener for a clean, let's say you could hit a 200-pound clean as an average athlete, but you open up way too aggressively, you don't get a score. It's really important to score your first section and second section in those 12 minutes. So pace it out, get a score for your first section, open up at a really lightweight for the second section for the 1 RM. I don't care if we're talking about if your max is 200, which I don't think you'll hit a 1 RM in this workout at all.
Probably not.
It's going to hurt real.
Pretty tight.
Yeah, you're doing 55 reps of each of these squats. You're hinging a lot from the burpee, and you're squatting a lot with the quads with the clean or the front squat, and it's just going to hurt real bad. If I had to predict, you'd probably be 10%. Within 10% of your 1 RM, but it's going to be pretty hard to get close to it. So my point is that if you're going to open up, I don't know, 165, that might be a really bad move. I would open up really low, try to hit a quick 115, so at least you score something, and then go through on some weights, because sometimes that first opening rep is going to hurt too as well.
And you're going to be super wobbly. You're not going to know how your legs feel with the pull and the squat catching it.
Exactly.
And shoulders too. I mean, these dumbbell front squats with the pushing, the pressing of the burpee is probably not going to feel too good on your shoulders.
No, and we noticed even Noah and Vellner, they were collapsing in that front rack position.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed that. They were collapsing, and they even got pinned at some of those reps. I see them redoing it. So this workout can be redone. It's up to you. We talk about this in week 1. Do you want to do it? It could be this is like you feel the workout personally and like the strategy is not correct, because let's just use me for example, or let's use you for example. You finish the workout, we use 5:46 as a time. It might be that you might want to finish the workout in 5:22 and still hit the same numbers because you're getting that extra 20 seconds, or you might want to go a little bit slow. You want to finish at 6:30 and still hit the same number. It really, really all depends.
And there's a lot of different scoring combinations that you can have on redos. So the first attempt, you might get a really good score on the first part and get a really bad score on the second part. And then the next time you do it, you might get a worse score on the first part, a better score. And so you got to play that kind of game.
Yeah, so I would sum it up for all our Outbreak members, and since we're just regular athletes are just coming in, having a good time and throwing down, is we're not going to know where people get ranked in workout 1 and workout 2, where they're going to be ranked and how hard to push. I just say just push hard in both, get scores in both, and don't worry about like redoing it and being like, well, if I push hard here, I can jump up 18 slots here, but you're not sure you can hit the clean. Like, don't overthink it. Just get the work done and get it over with.
Yeah, and that kind of goes, we already mentioned some of these down here that we wrote down is their squats. I think personally these squats have to be unbroken. No matter what kind of level you are as an athlete. If you're in the right division, right? If you are an RX athlete or you are the typical scaled athlete and you're doing these weights here, 50s for guys, 35 for ladies, or scaled 35 and 20, I think you have to go unbroken on the squats. Right?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Rest as long as you need to. I mean, I know time is crucial, but just make sure you're resting and we'll talk about like when the workout really starts, but when you're on round 9 and you just finished the 8s and your heart rate's up there and you pick up the dumbbells too early and then going through the 9 reps at 5, you're like, shit, I have to put this down. You don't want that. That's just a waste of time. You'd rather rest 5 more seconds before you pick up those dumbbells so you can just burn through that.
Right. And the reps, again, aren't crazy. So you can kind of gut through 9, 10 reps without putting them down.
Exactly.
Shimmy was talking about this, fast but not all out on the burpees. Find your pace, find your rhythm, but pick a little bit more of an aggressive pace than you typically would for a longer workout with burpees.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you guys did watch 18.2 live and watch those guys compete, they were both on the floor after 4 minutes of work. And then it took them I don't know when they started their first clean, it took them 3 minutes to recover. For us as average guys, if we're gonna finish this first section in 7 to 8 minutes, and you're going really, really, really hard, and it's gonna take you 2 minutes to recover, you only have 2 minutes to do that clean at a really high heart rate, I'm pretty sure you don't want that. Yeah. I'd rather you have a minute and a half left and keep that heart rate a little bit lower so you can open up with a good number.
Yeah, yep, know that you have that upcoming clean.
Yeah, know it, yeah, right? Exactly.
Keep that in your head.
We'll talk about the new burpee standard shortly, right after in our next clip.
Right.
This is really key. Paul, explain to us, what does that literally mean? Like, you're not halfway until the 8s, and when does the workout really start?
Yeah, in terms of this rep scheme here, 1 to 10, it's 55 squats total, 55 bar facing burpees. You're getting to that halfway point, so you're getting to the 22 to 23 or what would it be?
The halfway.
27 reps
20, yeah.
in the round of 8. So you mentally might be thinking, okay, I'm at 5, I'm halfway done. You're not even close, right? You get to the 8s, the third to last round, that's when you're halfway, okay? So don't push too hard in those first 1 to 7.
Exactly.
And then get to the 8s and just hit a roadblock. We saw Noah Olson a little bit. That happened to him on his burpees, really slowed down on the round of 8, 9, and 10. He couldn't push himself off the floor as quickly.
Yeah, this workout, what round do you think this workout really starts?
I think 7s.
Yeah.
7s, it's going to hurt. And then from there, it's a gut check.
Yeah, and from there, it slightly gets worse for the next 2 minutes if it takes you that long to finish.
Yep, it's going to be about what you have up here at the end of it.
Exactly.
So remember that as well. We talked about this, open at a light to moderate weight on the clean. You don't want to come out too heavy and miss, and then you're in your own head and you're heavy. They didn't mention anything about being able to subtract weight on the clean if you start to miss. So I'm not sure of the rule on that. We'll probably get some clarification tomorrow.
Yeah, and this relates to if you've ever done an Olympic lifting meet or something, like you just want to have a opener that you feel comfortable with. Like for me personally, like, can I hit a 225 clean here? Yes. I would probably open up at 135 even if had 4 minutes left. Why? It might feel really, in my mind, I might think it's light, but it's gonna feel real heavy, but at least I'll feel comfortable getting underneath it. You don't wanna squat clean a really heavy rep, let's say at 155 or 185 for my opener, and then feel wobbly, and then it sort of psychs yourself out, right? You don't want that.
Yeah. You want to start with something you're confident with. What's next?
Legs.
Yes, legs will be fatigued. That kind of goes into that last point we just talked about. Your legs are going to be very tired. The hinging of the burpees and the squatting of the dumbbell is both aspects of the clean, the pull and then the squat getting out of it. So you're going to be tired in both spots. So there's no room to hide on the clean. You're going to be tired.
So Paul, what's your thoughts on the workout?
Personally,
Do you like
I love
it?
this.
Personally, yeah.
I love this workout.
So if you want to see Paul in the Pain Cave, come out Friday night, which is tomorrow night, 7 p.m. here at East Williamsburg. We're right now here. What are you predicting for your clean?
For my clean, so
let's do this. Paul, what is going to be your opener, and what do you think you're going to hit as your top set?
I'm probably going to open at 225. I thought about opening at 275, but looking at how that workout, the first part of it, fatigued these guys on the announcement, I'm probably going to open at 225, give myself a little bit of breathing room, get a score, get a feel for the barbell, and then go from there. I really don't know, maybe 275 jump up to. I'm hoping somewhere between 315 and 345-ish, which is still under my 1 rep max, but I think the first part is really going to still affect my legs. So we'll see.
All right, awesome.
How about you?
For me, I actually do like this workout, even though I just had 2 teeth pulled this week, and I don't know if I'll be able to go tomorrow night like I want to do it, and I haven't worked out all this week, so I don't think I'm going to be at 100%. But I think with the short reps of 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, and with me like a good pacing background, it's all about, and this actually relates to 18.1, it's all about the transitions of going from the burpee to the dumbbell. For an average athlete, you might, let's say, rest 3 seconds before you start your burpee, or rest 3 seconds before you pick up the dumbbells for the squatting. Like, if you can keep it every round the same, it's crucial, because if some rounds, let's just say the last 5 rounds, you rest 2 more seconds longer on both sections, that's 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 5 is, that's 20 seconds that you lose for that workout that you could have just finished.
And it's a shorter workout in general, so 20 seconds now is a huge deal.
Exactly.
Compared to last week, 20 minutes, 20 seconds is 4 reps maybe.
Exactly,
This week, it's probably going to send you 500 spots down the leaderboard, 20 seconds.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
All right, awesome. All right, so next video we'll talk about just movement standards, so you all prep for it, and then we'll go from there. But we'll start off first is that you have to open up your hips all the way up at the top. So he's gonna pick up the dumbbells, he's gonna bring it to his shoulders. Hips have to be open. So from a side angle, his hips are fully open, all right? So show us a squat. He's just gonna squat below parallel. Give me another rep. That's 1, open the hips at the top, and that is 2. Now, for the resting on the shoulders, as long as your hand is around the dumbbell, as you can see right there, and it's sitting on the shoulder, only one part of the dumbbell, it's totally fine. So you can hold it how Paul's holding in an upright position. It can hold it slightly behind his head. You can show that front rack position that someone else, they were doing it in the, you can hold it there, which would burn your shoulders. You can also rest it on the shoulders, but as long, let me see if I can get in that hand. Show us that you're jumping 2 feet back at the same time. There you go. Chest is all the way to the ground. He's gonna come on up. Chest jumps forward. You can step closer to the bar if you want to, and then 2-foot takeoff at the same time. Good. Show us a 1 step back, like real quick, like that half step back. So that is not allowed. They will no rep you, and also a step forward is not allowed. Let's talk about also the snake chest off the ground too. So, and stay at the bottom. So do a burpee. As you can see here, his chest is not really all the way to the ground, so his chest is a little bit up. Make sure his chest is all the way down at the ground. That is a good rep, and then he'll come up from that position as well. Make sure also there's a 2-foot takeoff when you're jumping over the bar. And a landing, yes. You can't, both feet have to land at the same time. So show us like something that might not look good.
Just the step over part?
Yeah, we'll talk about the step over. Just do the 2-foot jump with maybe a foot not landing at the same time. Yeah, that is not allowed. All right, plus just 2 reps in total. Hands to the ground. Paul steps up, steps over, and back over. And that's it, guys. That is 18.2A and regular one.